that's not causing so much trouble. You'll be a person that, hey, be a solution to the problem. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a solution to the problem. That's where it is. And when I work in the city with some of the city, I tell them all the time, that if I can't be a solution, I don't want to be a part of the problem. If I'm not doing anything that's going to help, then I don't want to be a part of it. Not that I'm trying to be in control, but I got to make sure that I'm doing something to contribute things better. That's always been me. I want to make things better, and want to be a part of what's to make. I never wanted to be a person that just looking at everybody else work. I never was that person. If this person working, if this person is sweeping the floor, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to grab a broom, or I'll grab the dustpan. I'll do something to help. That's just been me. I'm just talking about Brother Park. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm just saying this is just me. And I even got to the message. I'm going to be preaching this morning. But for some reason, God wanted me to say that. But I'm here to tell you, watch this now. Let me just get into the message. Let me get into the message for this morning. We've been talking about prayer. We've been talking about this faith walk that we'll embark upon. And part of the faith walk is strengthening our prayer lives. Strengthen our prayer life. And we're going to share some things with you in dealing with that. We're going to share this with you. Let me just jump off into the lesson. I'm going to run through these first slides kind of quickly because we kind of discussed some of those already. And then we're going to, what I didn't do, Brooke? I didn't put the little thing in. I found what the problem was last time. I found out what the problem was last time because I couldn't get the little clicker to click. And what happened is that we have two clickers. And what for some reason the little USB port back here got switched in these little clickers. So I'm just clicking. I'm saying I know I put it in. It's clicking, and watch. Let me turn it on, Brooke, and then it'll go. Yeah. Thank God for Brooke. Yeah. There we go. We got it now. Thanks be to God. Yeah. Thanks be to God. While we're doing that, let me just pause and just say this here. Let me just say, look, I want to thank each of you members, each member. I want to thank each member. I want to thank every last one of you all for being a part of what God is doing here. Thank you for the work that you're doing, the commitment you're making, the sacrifices that you are making. I'm here to tell you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing when you have individuals who are committed, who are involved, who are making things happen, who are doing what they can to move the work of Christ forward. Listen to me carefully. This is not Brother Parker's work. This is God's work. This work belongs to Jesus Christ. So we are here to come together to make sure that Jesus' work moved forward. So it's not about the pastor, it's not about me, it's about the work of Christ moving forward. It's just that God has always had men in leadership to move the work forward. I'm going to tell you, he has always had people in charge that he counted upon. If you don't believe me, ask Moses. If you don't believe me, ask Joshua. If you don't believe me, ask Elijah. If you don't believe me, ask Paul, ask Peter. He had somebody that he worked through to get his work forward. So it's not, listen, and it wasn't about Peter. It wasn't about Paul. It wasn't about Moses. It was all about God getting his work done. That's all. And then, and let me, I even got to prayer. Y'all know why I'm in this area. But watch this now. Let me tell you something. Moses had a very difficult job. I'm going to tell you. And the people that followed Moses gave Moses a lot of trouble. I'm telling you, they gave him a lot of. Let me just give you a couple of examples. Here it is. God told Moses that he was going to rain down manna from heaven. He said that when I rain down manna for heaven, eat all that you can eat within that day. Do not save any over for the next day. And you know what happened? Some of the people didn't listen. Moses don't know what he's talking about. Man, Moses be the laws his mind. I'm going to save some of this man. I'm going to save me some of this man. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be taken care of tomorrow. Now, God have already said what to do. But then the people said, well, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something for tomorrow. And you know, when tomorrow came, you know what happened to that saved over? Full of maggots. And then God called upon Moses and said, Moses, did I not tell you, you know, that you won't listen to me? You know, and so Moses told him what to do. And then here come again, the Sabbath day came along, the Sabbath day. And so God told Moses, tell the people to save some manna for the Sabbath day, the next day. And so the people didn't listen. And then that was done for them. I'm going to tell you, then God got on Moses' case. Listen, what I'm making the point is that every one of God's leaders had some difficulties moving the people forward for the cause of Christ. But I'm here to tell you, Moses always had a remnant around him to help him get the work done. It's always been. And every leader has always been a handful that's getting the work done. I'm here to tell you, out of all the 600,000 plus women and children, Moses moved all those people forward in a mighty way. But he had some help. So I'm just pausing right now just to thank you all for standing with me. Thank you all for working together to move the work forward. Thank you for bringing your ideas, bringing the thoughts, bringing the talent that God has given you to use for his glory. I praise you. I thank God for you. Thank God for you. Thank God for you so much. And now, let me just run through this right quick. Prayer. You got to get this, boy. Whew. You got to get prayer. You got to get prayer. Prayer. Rediscovering prayer. And this is, we're going to be coming from Luke chapter 18, verses 1 through 3. We'll look at that. Watch this now. Prayer. And what is prayer? Prayer is one of the most misunderstood practices in the Christian experience, yet it meant to be one of the most exciting aspects of a life of faith. One of the most misunderstood things. We talked about that. Let me just share this with you. I'm going to run through these slides right quickly, so kind of bear with me as we go through this. A kingdom is a country with a government. You got to get this now. A kingdom is a country with a government. Every kingdom has a government that function and operate. Every country. And then watch this. A government function on constitutional laws. That's what it does. Constitutional laws. And these things I'm going through that we have talked about already. And watch this now. Laws are created to guarantee the promises in the Constitution. So the laws are set up to guarantee that you get what God said you're going to get. Watch this now. Prayer is a legal petition. Now, watch this now. Prayer is a legal word, and we want you to get this. I know you've heard this before, but I really want you to understand that prayer is a legal principle. It's not a religious word. It's legal. It's a legal term. The word permit. Well, let me just say the word petitioning is a legal demand made on the government based upon the constitutional laws. The word petition comes from a word also which means plea. It just simply means that you plead your case. The word plea or petition, these are terms that you will hear your lawyer saying. Your lawyer will say, I'm going to plead your case. That's what he said. I'm going to plead your case. So the mindset is This is the mindset that you ought to have. Listen to me carefully. This is the mindset you ought to have, is that when you go to God in prayer, you ought to have a mindset that you're standing before a judge. You're standing before a legal judge. That's the mindset you want to have. And so when you have that mindset, because let me just say, why is that? Why is that? Why are we saying this? Because we, humanity, people, function off of pictures. You got to get this one out. Get this down. We function off of pictures. If you can't see the picture, you can't perform it. You can't bring that which you see into reality. If you can't see the picture, you can't bring it into reality. You can't bring anything that you cannot see into reality. So when you say, I am going to pray to God, what picture do you see?